Got this 2015 Lexus Rc350. It's got a rattle in the engine. I'm thinking it's the water pump. We're going to investigate and find out. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this cover off. Little screwdriver or whatever you can find. Get these little clips, get behind them. Oh, I missed one. Yeah, you can push these down and they'll release. Just push right down in the center. Alright, I'm going to pop the engine cover, just it lifts off just like that. Has these little rubber clips that go to the balls. Alright, got a 10mm. I'm going to crank it up and see if you can hear the noise. Alright, what I'm going to do now is take the belt loose and check each pulley. Yeah, let me get you in and show you what I'm going to do. This 14 right here, let me see if I can get you a good view. That right here is the belt tensioner. You can see it release the tension. What I'll be doing in the video, in case you can't see it real well, I'll be taking the tension off and removing the belt. Make sure you got a good grip on there so it don't slip and snap your fingers in the belt. You will not be happy. Alright, we're going to take the belt off. Lift up. Remove it from the pulleys. Let tension off. Alright, the belt's out of the way. Ordinary pulley smooth, makes no noise. Idler pulley, no noise. Belt tensioner, no noise, is smooth. AC compressor smooth. There we go, it's the water pump. Rocks back and forth and rattles. Alright, we're going to remove the plastic shield under the car. Got a couple clips. They always got to throw a few of these in there. Pop with your screwdriver, pull out. I think there's two, one on each side. Let's get them out of here, get them out. Alright, 10mm. And go around and These bolts. Bought this rigid 6 years ago, roughly, right at it. Never replaced the batteries, nothing. And it has a lifetime warranty. Awesome tool, highly recommend. Another plastic clip hidden in there. You got this many screws, you'll appreciate a little 1/4 inch drive ratchet impact gun like this. Alright guys, we'll go drain the radiator right here. Tighten the plug back down so we don't forget it later. Alright. We'll go lower the car now. And let me go ahead and give you a view though first. My light's about to die. Okay, let's see if I can get you in there. Water pump is right here. Take that pulley off. I'm gonna take these 2 pulleys off. I'm showing you this stuff in case I can't get a good view when I actually start doing this. This box here, we're gonna be taking it out because as you can see, flashing this light everywhere. The water pump runs underneath it. Alright, let me lower the car down now. Okay, I've got the car lowered. I'm going to start taking these hoses loose and getting them out of the way. You can use regular pliers. I got these little adjusters. They're made just for this. Customer gave me these actually. They're little cheap Chinese things and they work really well. I've got some snap-on ones also. But I prefer these because they got they lock. Take it, put it on there, squeeze, and it'll ratchet and actually lock. The snap-on ones do not lock. Okay, I'm not going to take the bottom, I'm going to just take this one here loose. I'm going to leave the bottom part attached to the radiator. Usually you can give it a good little twist. This is plastic, so don't be just sitting there prying and going crazy with it. Just fold this back out of the way. A little twist. Be careful with the radiator. The radiator necks will get rotten and weak over time. I've still got the pan on it. That's why I'm shaking it down there. Alright, let's get this cover off. Let me make sure you got a view. I'm sitting here. In this camera right now, you have a view. This thing likes to film, and then when I get inside and put it on the actual computer, you won't be able to see nothing. Hopefully we're in view here. There's some clips here. I'm kind of plastic screws here I'm taking out. Take this plastic cover off. This thing up over here. stored away somewhere out of the way. 3 of them. Pop this cover off. Unsnap this. Come on. Unsnap the little wiring harness from it. All right. What now? I'm gonna take this idler pulley off. Get it out of the way. Show you something right here. The belt tensioner, it has reverse threads, so keep that in mind when you do it. All right, we're gonna remove this little cover here. Well, that one's in the water. It's taking a swim. Remove that one. Let's remove this one here, one here. Got a plastic clip right here. One of the ones that's threaded. I hate these things. Turn it real gentle, and I usually thread out without stripping. Well, normally this one is trying, but it's not cooperating. Real slow and easy. Come on. Try to get your fingernail if you got one underneath it, or something sharp. Get it started. Then you can usually turn it out with your fingers. I hate these. Show you what I'm talking about. Little plastic screws. They strip out and they'll just sit there and turn and won't move. You have to actually get behind it and pull it while you turn it to get it out. All this stuff's decoration, pretty much, just to hide the ugly on the engine. All right, this box, I'm not going to unplug it. I'm going to just take out, it's got a 10mm here, and somewhere down here, I think, yeah, there's one right there. We'll go take those out. The reason I'm removing this, it hides part of the water pump. I don't think my little impact gun will fit down there. Would have made this a lot quicker. Okay, the bottom one, I think it may be a bolt. These were nuts with long studs. This job really is not bad. I'm sure the Lexus place charges a nice price for it though. Now, I don't like using cheaper parts for a car like this, but it's what the guy wants, and it's just what we're going to have to do. It's his car. Pull this box back. We're going to just be careful with it, but just kind of fold it back out of your way. And now you can see that water pump pretty good. Let's see if you can catch it on camera. Hope you can see it. Let me see if I can get some light on it. Yeah, you can see that. I'm going to bring it in anyway, just in case. All right. Bolts. Right here. Right around here. I still got to take the pulley off. And on this side, you can see where they run right here. And there'll be a few right here underneath this pulley. I'm going to remove this pulley in the next part. Alright, taking the water pump pulley off. I'm just catching this. Let's see. Get the right tools, we'll be okay. 12 millimeter. We're going to take the screwdriver and just hold it in place while I break the nuts loose. I'll rotate it around and do this side now. Alright, they're all broke loose. See if we can get our light back without it going for a swim. I can't believe it didn't fall in the water. The light's about dead anyway. I was hoping it would help with the camera. I don't think it has. I'm upgrading. I'm going to get some better lighting for my videos. Every one I do, and after I watch them after I'm done, I see all the stuff I need. You don't even think about it when you start it. Just like right now, I need a little arm to reach over and aim this camera better, so you can see better. All right. Water pump pulley off. All right, now we're going to, let's see here, on the actual water pump itself. I think I got you aimed a little high. Let's try that. All right, we got 3 12s right here. Some 10 millimeters. 3 12s on this side. 12 here, 12 here. And I was hoping I didn't have to take this housing off. And I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid it. So this housing too. 3 10s right there. Squeeze this clamp, slide it out of the way. I'm gonna tell you what, you can leave it on there. Just unplug it from the bottle here. Just take it off with it. Got time to mess with it. All right, this hose got to come loose. All right. Let's get this hose out of the way. Come on, baby. All right. Good to go. One more. Well, two more. Come on. There we go. One more. All right. Now let's see here. Got to break these loose. I'll just rock this. I'm not pulling hard on because I don't want to tear the rubber. Just rocking it, breaking it loose. As I rock it. Now, if you squeeze too hard, you will rip the rubber. Let some of that pour out. Right to our drain pan. Draining the radiator never gets it off. It's like an endless, it just bleeds forever. Push them off. This dang car smells like cat piss under the hood. I hate to say that, but it is driving me crazy. Now I've already took the 3 out over here. We got one here. Keep an eye on these bolts because they're going to be different lengths and different styles, so you'll know how to get it back. Got her out of here. All right. Now there's a pipe that slides in the back here, a metal pipe with an O-ring on it. It slides in here. You're going to have to rock this and work it. Get it off there. Make sure we ain't got nothing still attached somewhere. I don't see nothing. So we're just going to have to get a little more aggressive. These O-rings will stick in there. Now don't get stupid with it, but find you somewhere to pry a little bit. Put a little tension while you pull. It's coming. I feel like I'm attached somewhere. This is where you can break things. This is a mistake I made, but I want to show it just so you'll learn. I didn't loosen this nut all the way. I didn't take this nut all the way off from the bottom. That's one reason I did not pry really hard, because I felt like something was holding it. And you know, some people just go and pry hard as they can, and then it would have broke. The housing would have broke. This nut right under here. Now, look at there. We saved it. This right here is what I'm talking about, the metal pipe. It's got an O-ring. There will probably be a new O-ring in the kit, water pump kit. Now we're getting down in here. You can see the water pump good. This right here is why we had to take that housing off, because it bolts right here and then goes right over here and bolts. Alright, I'm going to break them loose. Yeah, I'm going to take my fingers and screw them. Alright, broke that one with the gun. I'm going to go ahead and do all the 12s first. This one under here, if you can see, I'll show you where they are when I get it off. If you can't see on the cam. One under here, one here. Common sense, if you can get this far with it, you'll see where the bolts go. And just be careful so you don't mix them up with timing cover bolts. Go ahead and screw these out. Normally I'd be using different tools to make this job go faster, but just doing this with the camera. Most backyard guys in your driveway and things like that don't have air ratchets and all that good stuff. Little cordless electric stuff you may have. And you may be somebody that's paying somebody to do this, you just want to see what's involved. You got the 12s out for that side. Three on this one.
Really, I'll wait to hear from you.
All right.
Appreciate you.
I'm looking forward to it.
I know we've enjoyed it, we just wanted to.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'll tell you, I can't get them on the high platform, so I have to get out and go over and climb up it. Too tall for me.
I have to do that, and everything I do now. Fall out, roll over and stand up.
I really don't want to see the ratchet these things out. Let me try this socket on here. This is that 112 we missed. Dude.
And if you can't find it, that's all right. I've got, I'm just right up the road, so if you can't find it, that's no problem at all. I'll bring it back tomorrow. Yeah, I knew as soon as I got my brother ball, I always kept one in my toolbox.
All right, water pump. This is what it looks like with the water pump removed. You'll want to take and clean all this area up. It's not going to be real dirty, generally speaking, but make sure there's no coating from the old water pump still on here, because that will create a leak. Make sure it's nice and clean. But don't sit on there with a scraper and gouge up the aluminum either. Okay, this is the old water pump. You can see where it's been leaking and running out right here and running right down here. It's bad. You can hear it. That's the gasket. This is the part I was talking about. These coatings on these sometimes will flake and stay on the engine in chunks. This car is really new and don't have many miles. Actually, it did start a little bit right there. You can see right there. It's like a rubbery coating, but it'll get hard. And so make sure there's none of that coating. I can pretty much see there's not, because it's all on here, but I'm going to still overlook it, because if any of this coating is still stuck on there when you put your new gasket up, it's not going to sit flat, it's going to leak. So let's see what our new water pump looks like. Got a new belt for it also. And I lay my bolts out. Like, these are for this housing. These are for the pulley here. Over here is for the covers. Water pump bolts. I lay them out where I know where they're at. We got a new guest in here in our video. Say hi. Are you wanting this Lexus? It is a nice looking car. If we get enough of viewers and subscribers, a lot of them, a whole lot, might could get one. Till then, I'm going to just stick to working on it.
Well, speaking of, I need some money.
This is the same engine I was going to put in the MR2. Just the 3.5, nothing special. But it's a cool car. I've drove this car before. There's the new water pump, new gasket. I've got someone out here hounding me for money. So I'm going to cut the video for just a second.
Bye.
I'll grab a couple of the 10mm bolts. I'm holding the gasket here. Try not to scrape the gasket on anything sharp. I'm going to slide it in. And you got to remember these top holes. This one here is good to go. We'll use it. Get it started here. Trying to hold this gasket in place without bending it or scraping it. They usually have dowel pins on most toy areas. I don't know what the deal with this one is. Okay. What I'm going to be doing is starting all the bolts up. If I don't get interrupted again. Day's been a busy day. Get all my tins. If you remember where that housing goes, right here. This bolt this bolt and this will be the housing, so don't put none in those locations. Else you'll get it all bolted together and try to put the housing on and it won't go. I almost hate putting this water pump on this car, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of paying dealer prices, but some things are better at the dealer, and some of these regular parts stores, water pumps and things like that do not hold up well. Luckily, this is an easy one if it does fail. Alright, now we'll get our 12s in there. Each of these 12 millimeter headed bolts, they had a gray sealer on them. So I'm going to put a little bit of sealer back on them just in case. It won't hurt anything. But if you see stuff like that, it's usually on there because it's an area where it'll leak past the threads. So I'll just take just a light bit. Don't put too much because sometimes if you can get it in front of the bolt, it'll go into the block and it can hydro lock and bust them. I've seen it happen. Get those 3 in. See, we had a hidden one underneath the water pump down here somewhere. There we go. What else we got? Got another one right here. One more at the bottom over here. Let's see here. One here. Here. Now we'll get all these ran up, snugged up. Run this one under here up. Nice. Just snug them up, make sure everything is in place before you get crazy with it. Take the time to double check all your bolts and make sure you got each and every one tight. Because they will leak. Places, because I've had them come in that way. They'll have somebody put a water pump. I'll get to looking, have a missing bolt or a loose one and be leaking right there in that area. Now I'm not tightening these right now, I'm just running them up. All right, on to the tins. All right. We'll go back over these 12s and touch them again just a little. Got all the bolts. Got them all snugged down. And we're good to go. I'm going to start putting it all back together, and I'll put the camera back up. And here she comes again. I just can't seem to get away. Alright, we're going to put the water pump pulley back on now. Just stick the bolt through the hole, and you'll have to move it around a little to get it lined up. Alright, we got that one started. I'm going to have to stop and put some air in her tire so she can go in a minute. That's okay. What she don't know, she's got a babysit somewhere, and when she goes to babysits, I order Chinese takeout. So I'll get my revenge. We'll get all 4 of these on here, and then we'll get them ran up, then we'll tighten them down. Here she comes again.
There ain't my tire.
What was that?
There ain't no air in my tire.
I know, I'm trying to show these people how to do this Lexus
Why don't
water
you show
pump.
them how to put air in a Jeep tire?
They don't want to see
Oh, but
that.
they might need to know.
These Lexus people won't like
They
a
might
Jeep.
need to know. It could come in handy.
Let me pause this and get a better view here. Okay, let's try this one more time. Alright, I've got my bolts ran up. Let me remember where I was at. I got that handle, it's gone. 12 millimeters, the water pump pulley. Snug them up. And then I'll take my screwdriver. I'll pop it in here, find a good place, and snug it on up some more. What I'm doing, prying it between one of the bolts and the shaft here, because you don't got to tighten these like really tight. I mean, they do need to be tight, but I mean, you're not sitting there like torquing them to 50 or 60 foot-pounds, you know. So I'm able to tighten 3 of them like this, working them one at a time. Okay, now I'm going to rotate it around, and I'm going to get this last one. And I'm going to go over the other ones. What a day. You'll find out about my videos. I'm not very politically correct. I tone it down, I have to. And definitely not very camera friendly. Alright, got that tight. I'm ready to just go in and call it a night. I'm tired of this car. And it's not even a hard job, it's just all the other stuff involved. Everybody's coming up and constantly somebody on you. Okay, right here, there's going to be a gasket. It'll come in a kit, a rubber O-ring. Go right here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put just a little light coat of gray glue on this. Just so it'll hold it in place. And you could actually use grease or black 3M. And I use 3M a lot, but I didn't want to for this O-ring because it's so tiny. And it'll get all over everything and just stick everywhere and make a mess. Just pack it down, make sure it's in the groove real good. Rub it on. And I'm going to take, some guys won't like this, but I've never had an issue with it. And personally, I don't care what they like. I will take and just rub just a little bit right here. And it'll help hold it in place. And it'll also act kind of like a lubricant when you're putting that housing on. To not pinch the O-ring because it'll slide. Because it's slimy right now until it dries. And I only like the gray glue. That black stuff, the red, the blue. The red and blue is like the worst. It never gets hard at all. It just stays real soft and rubbery, and it don't get strong. Gray glue will actually stay rubbery, but it'll actually get firm. That's what, I mean, that's the type you see the dealerships use. Honda Bond, and Toyota has their own version. Okay, I'm gonna put just a little bit. You know what, I'm not gonna put no gray on that. I'm gonna just take a little bit of this dielectric. It's actually like a 3M grease. You can use a little gray on there if you want, or a O-ring lube. I'm gonna rub this around here. It's non-toxic. It don't hurt nothing. It won't swell the rubber up. Just to make it a little slick so everything slides together. You may think I'm cutting corners, but there's certain things and certain people. I work on these people's cars regular. And some of them, they only want to spend a certain amount of money. It don't matter the type of car. And this guy's kind of like that. He's a nice guy. I like him. But he's not going to want to do extra stuff. Okay, that slid in. Like the thermostat. It's a good idea right now. If you're doing your own car, do the thermostat while you got this housing on. Don't skip it. And it's not going. This one works fine. It's not going to hurt anything, but it's always a good idea if you got it tore apart, just go ahead and handle it. Alright, we got our bolts. I had them laid in separate pile. Run them up. Don't try to slide this all over the place either and knock that O-ring off that you glued in there. Don't forget the one nut that was under here. All right. Love seeing that. All right. There I go again. Big goober. Okay, I'm done. Good. Snug her up. Snug it up. Don't just sit there and tighten them until it stops and won't go there. Well, if it feels really snug but it's still going, go ahead and move to another bolt and hit it a little bit and then go back to it. Make sure everything's tightened down nice and even and level. It all flows real good. If you do it a long time, you get a feel for all that. You can. It's hard to explain, but you can feel when to stop. Do so many bolts, I mean, it's just second nature. You can literally feel when they're about to break, when they're cross-threaded, whatever. All has a certain feel to it. And that is the difference between experience and do-it-yourselfers. And there's nothing wrong with do-it-yourself. I think it's great. And they'll eventually learn it too, the more they do it. Had a couple people come up today asking who in the heck I was out here talking to. My neighbors are probably thinking that right now. They may be doing something they shouldn't do. They really amuse me. There's some people that's behind this building and you'll hear them arguing. I mean, just cussing each other out. And then you'll start smelling pot in the air. After that, the arguing quits, it gets quiet and peaceful, and you don't really hear nothing else. Alright, I just put this module back on here. Smooth all them up. Alright. Let's not forget none of our hoses. I've already set that one on. I haven't put the clamp back. Got these two right here. Come on, dude. All right, this situation. Long needle nose, good for stuff like this. Well, normally, all right, there we go. You probably hear me get frustrated. rambling and frustrated. I'm ready to quit tonight. But I promised this guy I'd have his car. So we're going to have it. If nothing bad happens. You can use these for these clamps too. And I'm getting my Chinese food tonight, so I gotta hurry. Less talking and more working. All right. There I go again. That's a bad habit. People don't even realize things like that. Let's get this cover back on here. Went here, under there, and it had that aggravating clip right there. Where are you? Okay. Squeeze your little, there's little plastic legs in there, slide it in, push, there you go, push, and push. All right, pulleys. Remember on this one, it's got reverse threads. I marked it timing. I mean, what am I talking about timing? I marked it tensioner so that I wouldn't get it mixed up with the idler. I'll put a T on it because they are different offsets. And this one has reverse threads. So I will be turning it left to tighten it. Counterclockwise instead of clockwise. Got it in there snugged up. This is the idler pulley, right above it. That's why I wanted to mark it. And I marked it where the belt rides at. I ain't gonna worry about cleaning it off or anything like that. It's white out and the belt will rub it right off. It'll be gone. Let's go ahead and tighten these down. All right, this one is, okay. Tensioner, so it's going to move a little bit when I'm trying to tighten. Okay, what I'm going to do with this one, we'll get a pry bar and stick that. Put it nowhere where it'll break anything. Got to use some reason here. So we can't go no further, and then snug it up. All right. Then we're gonna put the belt on. I went ahead and got a new belt. His old belt was old dry rotted looking. Let's see if I can and remember how to route this thing. I'll put a diagram up for you on the routing, but you're not going to be able to see it all on the camera. Be sure it went like this. You work on enough cars, you'll kind of know how to go without a diagram. But if you don't, you definitely take a picture beforehand, or either go do a Google search and get a serpentine belt diagram. That's all you got to do. Hold on. I'm sitting here talking all this junk, but I think I might have to go get a Google diagram. I done forgot. Let's see here. Let's try. I really hate that here. Get the diagram. Let's see here. Round like this. Round under here. And no, that is not the way it goes. No. I think I remember how this goes. Get back around here. Let's see here. Under here. Wrap you around here. Go back around the water pump. Yeah, I think this is going to be it right here. Around the air conditioner. And you got to remember the new belt's generally going to be a little bit shorter, harder to get on. Okay. Ow, 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 fat. Okay, ribs. Now, I'm holding it in place here, and I'm going to do the tensioner. I hope you can see this, but I don't think you can. I'm going to go ahead and put it right here on the alternator. Make sure it's in all the T. Make sure it's on the AC. Then I'm going to fold it down, put it underneath this idler pulley. Get it in all the teeth. Go around and feel and make sure and look that it's in all the grooves. And it is on there. All right, hoses. We got all these little ones, check. Now we're going to go and we got our big one here. And we got this one, top one. Almost done. Pliers, squeeze the clamp, work it. I usually try to put them back in the same location. They seem to hold better. A lot of people hate on these clamps, and I used to myself, but they're actually a good thing, because if you put a screw clamp on here and tighten it, this hose will shrink, get hard, and the screw clamp gets loose. This type of clamp, as long as it's a good quality one, it continuously adds pressure. And it will not get loose unless the clamp goes bad. And if you got the right tools, they're not hard to work with. Okay, we got everything on there. Let's see here. Plastic engine covers. I can go ahead and do the top ones while we're on camera and we're rolling here. My battery's getting low on that camera, and I do not want to change batteries until I do another video, which is soon here. Okay, slider housing in here, there's 10 millimeter, it goes here. Almost forgot something, guys. Always take your time. I was getting too big of a rush. Let's cover. Put it on here. We'll get our wiring clipped into there. Slide it up. Over the studs. Got these two little plastic nuts. They just slide on. Let's see, right here. All right, that screw up is fixed. Whoop. Oh. Little clips go right in the holes right there. All snaps together. These are pretty much at this point on this car decoration. Need to order him some. He probably won't want to pay for them, but there's a few good ones. Most of them just broke. That's why they were just, earlier when I was trying to unsnap them, they were just pulling right out. Because most of the ears were broke on them. You can order these from eBay really cheap, but I will warn you, I had a customer order something for a Honda, because Hondas are horrible for this. And they were terrible. They were just breaking. I mean, brand new, just breaking. You can only recycle plastic so much. It just gets worse and worse and worse. I've got an extra one here. Wins this prize. All right, that's all together. We're gonna put the shield under the. I've already filled this with antifreeze. We'll put a little water in it and finish topping it off. Do not use just plain water in your car. I've already put a gallon of antifreeze. What happens when you run just plain water? Rust and corrosion. You can use distilled water and things like that. I do that in my Miata, but I do run some antifreeze and some form of anti-corrosive. Top this off until it's at the full level. With these fill necks sitting up high, these cars are pretty easy to fill with water. What I'll do, I'll run this car, and it may not be on film. My battery is about to die. But I'll run it a few minutes, watch the temperature, check the heater, see if it works. A lot of times on your car, if the coolant is not full, the heater will not work properly. You rev the car up a little, it may start working or may not. And that's a sign of low coolant on most vehicles. That does vary a little bit. General rule of thumb, that's the case. Okay, I've got the cover just sitting up there. I'm going to run it for a few minutes, get it up to operating temperature, make sure it's still full of coolant. I'm going to check the heater, make sure it works, and I'm going to call this one done. So thanks for watching.